What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I am your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-hosts, Josh and John Luke. What's up, guys? How are you doing today?
Fantastic.
I figured I'd ask you a little bit before we got to our special guest that we have joining us today. We've got John June, a.k.a. JR Football Nerd on Twitter. He's the host of Fantasy Football. Sorry, got the hiccups.
Football hiccup.
And now we have Liftoff New York Jets podcast. What is up, John? How's it going today?
Not much, fellas. Appreciate you guys having me on. Once Jay reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to come on, I was like, absolutely, man. I love fantasy football. I love playing some games. So let's get to it, man.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Those are the only two criteria for coming on the show.
Those are our only two expertise.
Literally. We like games. We like fantasy football. Let's go.
Let's do it.
No less.
It's a game within a game.
Okay, John. All right. When we started doing this, I pitched the name for the show as Game Cubed because it's a game. It's a game about a game, right? It's a game show about fantasy football, which is about football. These two jabronis shit all over me for it.
I don't remember vetoing that. I think you
vetoed the hell out of it.
You know me. I would have been like, that's a good idea. I mean,
GameCube. It's like a triple entendre. So good.
Yeah, Josh would have been like, I prefer fantasy football game show, but I'm fine with GameCube. That's what he would have said. That's his classic answer. He always says, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Always on the fence.
Hey, I'll tell you how I actually feel, at least, at first.
You heard it here first. We're changing our name. We're now GameCubed.
Yes.
Starting now. It's official.
Retribution.
Jay Ball's in the chat. He says, Craig is always horsing around. And you know what he is. Craig says that's accurate. You guys are always in here making jokes about the name of the show. Sully's in here. Happy Wednesday. It is a happy Wednesday. And Jay, the man himself, we already talked about him a little bit. He said, what's up, Front Yard fam? How's it going, Jay? And Jay? Anthony with the hump day. Man.
Hump day.
When I worked at summer camp, it was right when that camel commercial came out. I don't even remember what brand it was for, but it was just a camel walking around the office.
I think it was Geico.
Okay,
It was Geico.
Dude.
Pretty much, if you remember just a really shitty commercial that played way too much, good chances are it's Geico.
Yeah. Dude, those kids, the 4 and 5 year olds that were at my camp, freaking loved running around screaming it's hump day. It's like permanently etched into my memory. Jay in here saying my guy John, already getting shout outs in the chat. Jordan 2 is John, and then he said the best John on the show. Scoot over John Luke. We got John June in here.
There's only one John on the show.
Yeah, all differently.
And Jay, I'm back at it with the hiccups. Simon, aka Rick Sanchez. It's happening already. You know what it is? It's the kombucha. It always makes it all this stuff. He says I get deja vu every day around 3. Yeah, it's like we're here every day or something.
Is it the polo?
It's the
Schmidt 14. What's up? Welcome in, bud. And Jay said, if the name is GameCube, I quit. He's out of here.
Why do you hate everything that's good?
Maria says, I think I vetoed it as well. And Jordan said, don't let me down, John. I don't want to hear your horse noise. Oh, yeah, John, we forgot to mention the one last rule of the game. When you get knocked out, you got to do your best horse. He's like, oh, shit. Like,
that really should be like the first thing you say. Like, hey,
yeah, right.
I'm under a show, but just so you know.
A waiver for that.
Yeah.
John, there's no problem. You just got to win. Then you don't have to do anything. You're good to go.
There you go. There you go.
Jeff Lambert, to this day, best horse noise we've ever had on the show. It was unreal. It was on another level. He should be hired to do that professionally. JL, yours usually sounds like an elephant is what we got going on.
Damn right.
Craig says, switch to GameCube to get Nintendo to sponsor you. Nintendo wants nothing to do with our sorry asses. They'd be like, who? We'd get laughed out of their building.
You don't know that.
I'm glad you were there to save the reputation of the show, Maria.
Thank you, Maria.
And Maria's always got our back. Rick's in the chat. What's up, Rick? I just want to thank JL for starting a convo and then ghosting me, and Simon just completely ignoring me. Definitely rooting for you, John. Rick, I got you. We are not the best repliers, but we got you today. And we got Troy in the chat. He said, "Squad, what's up, Troy?
What's up, Troy?
Man,
Troy."
And Jordan saying, don't let me down, John. I know I already read that one, but I want to give a shout out to Jordan again. Jordan helped us write these questions this week. He provided 6 of the questions to Josh, I believe. So, Josh, make sure whenever you're going through Jordan's questions, give him a shout out. Let the people know those are Jordan's. If they're good, you get all the credit, Jordan. And if they're bad, then you get all the credit as well. Either way.
I'll tell you, this week's questions are pretty good. I like them a lot. I think you guys are going to like them. We'll see, though.
I'm excited. Before I hand it over to you, Josh, to run the game, Josh is hosting Horse this week. I'll go ahead and explain the rules for you. You always forget them.
I can't remember.
And then for anyone watching who's never played before, Fantasy Horse is a lot like the basketball game you played growing up. But instead of taking basketball shots, we're going to take turns answering fantasy trivia questions.
I remember this game now.
You got it. It's coming back to you.
Yep.
Josh is going to ask a question to one of us, and we can choose to either pass or play. If we play and get it right, we get to hand a letter out. If we get it wrong, we get a letter. Then if I pass it to, say, John, and he gets it right, I get a letter. He gets it wrong, he gets a letter. You spell horse, you got to make a horse noise, and you are out. Last one standing is our winner. Jay coming in here endorsing the questions, saying, I got a preview of the questions last night, and they are good. Jordan said, can we play real horse in Kansas?
Nah, you don't want that. You don't want to bring that on yourself, Jordan. I'm sorry.
Man, me and JL used to ball in college. I think one time, and I ran into this very large man and had a giant bruise on my leg for like 4 weeks.
Was his name.
His name was Tank. And he lived up to that name. That was a name he lived up to.
Guys, basketball is probably the sport I'm worst at.
Sure.
In the world. I'm
Rick,
I can't
all other
shoot
sports
a
are good at.
basketball to save my life. I'm being yes, exactly.
Ricky Butts, we're going to use your sentence as an example of the importance of the comma. Ricky Butts said, I am in Jordan. I think what he meant was I am in Jordan. So everyone take this as a lesson. That means something entirely different, Rick.
Grammarly is your best friend.
Sorry, John. Didn't mean to cut you off there.
Yeah. No, you're good. I was just gonna say I play basketball like a football player, so not really. You don't want me on your basketball team.
I was the same way. I was the same exact way.
I play hard defense. I get in the way a lot. I can dribble. I can't shoot to save my life. And
nope, can't
that's
shoot.
Pretty much.
Why in my head I'm just imagining Josh has like crazy balling skills, like ball handling skills, and then he gets up and he's just like grandma styles it up like you can't.
I do like NBA 2K21 or 2K in general. So
Anthony
video
said,
game.
Ew. And Rick said, no comma needed. Sorry, I misinterpreted what you meant there, Rick. Anthony said Ricky loves hump day. Indeed, he does. Guys, before we get started, I want to remind everyone, if you are not subscribed to us on YouTube, go ahead and head over to our YouTube channel. We are at Front Yard Fantasy, and hit that subscribe button. It means a ton to us. And then if you hit the bell, you can make sure you never miss another one of our streams again. We're live every day, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. We're on Twitch with the same name, Front Yard Fantasy. You can find us there.
That's us.
And Rick said he's a people pleaser. Yep. Rick is a people pleaser, always looking out for everyone. It's Jordan today, apparently. We'll see who it is tomorrow. Guys, are you ready to get started?
Let's do it.
Ready as I'll ever be.
So
can't wait to do my horse noise.
Josh
is bliss. So let's get to
it. Josh, what's the order today?
Yeah. So we've been on a roll, letting our guests decide. So John, where would you like to go? First, second, or third?
I will.
There's really no advantage, second. I think. All right. Good choice. I like it. And JL, we're not letting you choose. We're letting Simon choose today. What do you think? First or third, Simon?
I haven't played horse in a while, so I am antsy to start playing. So I'm going to go first. I just want to get that question in there.
Good position.
Are we ready? I will choose third because I want to be third, and it's my decision and my decision.
No, JL. Stop it. You don't get a choice.
Rick said it could be you, Simon, if you didn't ignore my DMs. I'll slide into your DMs tonight, Rick. I got you.
I do got to say, Jordan said his knees gave up on him in 5th grade when he played basketball. Last time I played basketball, I tore my meniscus.
Knees are quitters.
Little fun fact. Me and Jordan, we're together. All right. Without further ado, Simon, we're coming right at you with the first question. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, the first question, it's, we're not going to quite get into Jordan's questions yet. I figured we start, kind of ease you guys into it.
Starting with some Josh math instead.
Exactly. So we're going to hit you with some Josh questions. Simon, which of the following wide receivers had the most receiving touchdowns during the 2020 season? Was it Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, or Chase Claypool?
Oh boy, this feels like such a trick. Like this just feels like you're begging for me to choose Justin Jefferson, and
maybe.
And I don't know. Man,
you can pass or play though. Remember,
I'm gonna play. I think. Reminder to JL and John as well. Stay out of the chat in case.
We're gonna try to stay out of the chat.
Doesn't matter for you this time. Yeah, it doesn't matter for you this time because I'm playing. I'm not passing. But
You think you know?
I don't think it was T. So I'm down between Justin Jefferson and Chase Claypool, and I'm trying to remember if Claypool had enough of those big games to push him like touchdown wise ahead of J. Jeff. I'm gonna go with Claypool. I think it was Claypool. I think Claypool was a touchdown heavy guy this season. He didn't have the yardage that Justin Jefferson had, obviously. I think if Justin Jefferson had the most touchdowns out of this group, he would be the number one redraft wide receiver next year. Like if he had the yardage he had and that high of touchdowns, we'd be talking about taking him first wide receiver off the board in redraft. And I don't see much talk about that. So I'm going with Chase Claypool. Final answer, lock it in.
I do like the point you just made. If Justin Jefferson had the most touchdowns, but did he? I don't know. Well, you were right. T. Higgins did not have the most touchdowns out of these guys. He had 6.
Okay.
Right? Justin Jefferson, he had 7.
I'm
and
feeling
Chase
all right.
Claypool, he had 9. He had 9 touchdowns.
Here we go.
Above the other 2. Chase Claypool, 9 touchdowns, 9 receiving touchdowns. I believe he also had 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yep.
So man, he's definitely scored a lot of points via the touchdown category, which is not usually predictable going forward, right?
100%. John Luke, you know what's about to happen. I'm sending a letter over your way.
The eye roll.
Bring it on.
Beautiful.
Forgot about that part.
John Luke, you are an H. Josh, do you want me to run the scoreboard or you got it?
I can do it. I can.
Okay.
Do it.
I already have it. So
You're a beautiful, beautiful man, JL.
So
That's why I like you. I figured I liked you for some reason.
Give yourself an H.
No.
Ooh-wee.
No.
I was so tempted to take Justin Jefferson there, but just truly, like if he led those 3 receivers in touchdowns, we would have to be
right.
the hype would be even more insane than what we're talking about now. But
good breakdown right there. It seems like all of the people in the chat agree with you. Take it in the hizzy. Take it to the hizzy. I pulled a Ricky right there. Anyway.
Oh my God, so much things are happening at the same time.
Sully say Claypool, Jordan say Claypool, Anthony Claypool, Jay Claypool, Ricky Butts Claypool, and NBA Rig. What's up, beautiful people of
What up,
FYF?
NBA?
It's us. Oh, a fun fact here. Claypool also dropped more TDs than Jefferson had TDs. Just kidding, maybe. I don't know.
Those are my favorite fun facts that end with just kidding, maybe.
You tell me.
Good stuff. So, without further ado, John, I think we're gonna come to you now.
Take it in there.
Yes, sir.
Josh, you just crack me up when you're hosting games. I don't know why. The way you transition, the way you reveal answers. I just love every second of it.
See, normally on the show, I'm talking about fantasy football. I can handle that all day. I could talk to you about whoever you want all day. I'll talk to anyone about that. But hosting, not much experience there. But
the thing about Josh is exactly what you see when he's hosting is how his brain works in just normal everyday life. Just any conversation. This is how he narrates the whole thing.
I do. I'm going to take that as a compliment.
It's a great compliment.
All right, John, we're coming at you with the second question of our game here. John, which of the following running backs had the most rushing yards during the 2020 season? David Montgomery, Alvin Kamara, or Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Most rushing yards during the 2020 season. You can play or pass it to either JL or Simon.
I'm going to play this one, and I know it wasn't Clyde, so we're going to eliminate him.
Where'd the question go?
Oh, sorry. I don't know. I guess I accidentally clicked out of it.
That's a fun thing we should add, like an element to add to the game.
You got to remember.
You get 5 seconds to look at the question.
I'm pretty sure Montgomery had to go over 1,000, right? He had to. I feel like the stretch he had down the end of the year was close to it. So I'm going to go with David Montgomery.
You're going to lock in David Montgomery.
That's a good
guess.
That's where I would have gone.
Yes, yeah.
That's where both JL and Simon, they sound like they like that answer. Let's see what the chat has to say, right? Jay says Monty. Sully says Monty. Ricky says Montgomery. Jordan says Monty. You're in good company so far, but are they right? Well, the rushing yards that Clyde Edwards-Helaire had was 803. Alvin Kamara was 932. And David Montgomery was 1,070 rushing yards. You are correct, John.
Nice
Good job. I'm glad we get the easy guys in there.
I don't know why I'm celebrating. There might be a letter coming. I just started fist pumping.
Yeah, where's that letter going?
John, you get to give a letter to Simon or JL.
You can make
already
JL a
has
hoe or put me with my first letter.
Oops.
See,
It's a tough one, right?
This is tough. I'm gonna give it to Simon because
That's good. That's
you
good.
just
I
went
do
out-
hold grudges, so that's good.
He does.
I was hoping I could form a little alliance here with John Luke.
Yes.
That's
a good first. It's a good first step. Build that trust.
That stuff happens.
Usually, John Luke is on the other end of the alliance. So
I'm
for him
always
to
on
be-
the other end. I'm just glad someone's on my side this time.
Hey man, I like guys that share my first name, even if they're spelled different.
Yes. Yep. Got that John connection. John, how do you feel about David Montgomery this upcoming season? I feel like we might have talked about it yesterday, but I feel like I was down on him coming into the offseason. Now that might have changed after the draft. How do you feel about him in redraft or dynasty?
Yeah, I mean, I think the presence of Tariq Cohen's, we're probably going to feel that one a little bit. I wouldn't say that much, but I think some of those opportunities, they like to get Tariq Cohen on the field in those pass down situations. I think maybe we might see a dip there. So I don't know if maybe he finishes the way that he did last year, but I think you could see him similar to how you saw him coming into 2020, which was an RB2 that could have RB1 weeks. And going into last year, he was almost, I don't know, it was weird because at one point he was a value and then he wasn't because he got hurt. And then he was because he came back earlier than he expected.
Extreme value.
And then he wasn't because the Bears offense wasn't good and he wasn't doing well.
It's been a roller coaster. Yeah, sure.
But then by the end of the year, he finished well. And I think, the schedule definitely has something to do with it. But I think between Justin Fields and, hopefully this offense taking a leap, that maybe we see maybe we see more consistency throughout the year from David Montgomery, where we don't see this roller coaster like we saw throughout the year.
Yeah, I'm with that take.
Completely agree. I was with JL as well. I was so out on him at the end of last year, and I think it was just my personal bias. Then as the offseason's gone on, now I honestly might be a little bit too high on him. Like I'm a little bit uncomfortable with how I view him as a high-end RB2, back-end RB1 going into next year with the improvements to that offense. I just
for me.
Yeah, I don't think it was personal bias either, Simon. I think your process is right. I think at the time it didn't. Many people were expecting progression from David Montgomery, but
I was going to make this point that Solly just came in here and made. Rushing QBs tend to benefit their backs. Monty should have a solid running back 2 season, right? Justin.
Yeah.
I agree with that completely.
The only thing, though, to that point, though, is that they do increase the yards per attempt for the running backs, but you don't see as many receptions because what's the point of dumping down the ball to a running back that's 5 yards away when you could just take off with it? And then you also see them affected down by the goal line as well because it becomes a numbers game, especially down by the goal line. Now you're playing 11 on 11. You got a quarterback like Justin Fields. Just take some of those rushing opportunities away.
For sure. Does having less receiving options help him offset that issue a little bit though?
I mean, I think I don't know if it's more necessarily the options that are available, more as it's where they are on the field, right? Like think about where the running backs are receiving the passes. They're like usually a yard, 2 yards within the line of scrimmage.
Right.
And David Montgomery's not like Le'Veon Bell or somebody or Alvin Kamara where he's running these routes deep down the field. So I just don't know if he will get those little jump offs. But I know it's tough to say now in May. But I just even Darnell Mooney, I think he's a guy that could take a leap, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I hope so.
Also, Justin Fields, one of the things that upset me about him, not him specifically, because you don't know if it was Ohio State or him, was just that he actually never checked the ball down. It was like even he would hold the ball on, he would hold on to the football until the last possible second. He's just trying to get
Carson Wentz
field.
Almost. Carson Wentz last year was doing the same thing, and that did not work out well for him.
I tend to think that was a product of the college environment he was in. He could do that. They could take those home run shots, and he had the playmakers on the field that were beating the defenders in the Big Ten. I don't know that means he'll be able to do easily transition to not holding onto the ball like that in the NFL. But I do think it was a product of his environment at Ohio State that allowed him to do that. He was probably even coached to do that at Ohio State, if I had to guess. Yeah.
I mean, again, I always say don't judge a player on what he was asked to do in college. Judge him on what you think he can do. So again, I don't want to say too much in May I've never seen Justin Fields on an NFL field.
Yep.
And I've never seen what Matt Nagy has asked him to do or coached him to do. So I think, again, in that RB2 territory, he's worth the shot, just even with the expected leap that the offense should take.
Absolutely.
I love what you said there, because one of the things this offseason that kept getting to me was like something people were knocking Trevor Lawrence for was that he never went past his first read, that he wasn't going through his progressions in college. And that's because that's not how the Clemson offense works. Like they lock onto a receiver. The plays, know what I mean? Like they call the play and Trevor's able to lock onto his receiver because he knows they're going to be able to get open for the most part. He wasn't required to go through his progressions in college. And if the NFL scouts believe he can, then I'm going to side with them instead of going based off of what he was told to do in college on that Clemson offense.
Yeah, I think Justin Herbert is the perfect the perfect example of that. Because I thought there were times I'd watch Justin Herbert and I'm like, this kid should be the number 3 pick in the draft, the number 2 pick in the draft, or whatever. And then I watch other times like the Auburn game and I'm like, this kid shouldn't even be drafted. Yeah. But you judge a player on what he can do and not what he's asked to do. Scout to strengths, not weaknesses, like our man Jordan says.
And Jordan went to a scouting school for a little while. I was talking to him about that. So Jordan knows.
He is a scout, or was a scout.
Yep.
So I love everything you just said there. It made so much sense. Makes so much sense. Real fast, I saw NBA Rig put a question real fast. He was talking about Jalen Waddle compared to Justin Jefferson this year. Jalen Waddle, did you like if they were both coming out this year and you didn't know what Justin Jefferson did last year? Do you think you'd like him more, Jalen Waddle? Because I think I would. Knowing what Justin Jefferson did, you can't replicate that at all. I'm not saying Jalen Waddle's Justin Jefferson, but I think I would like him better as a prospect.
So I know it sounds like cheating. Sorry.
No, go ahead, John. Sorry. Go ahead, John.
No, I know it sounds like cheating because we know what Justin Jefferson has done, but I watched Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb last year during the combine because I don't watch a ton of college football, but I saw those guys going through drills and again they're running on air, but they just look like they were born to play wide receiver. Like they just the body control that they have. The ability to go up and get the football, like those two guys to me, when I watch them, just seem born to play the wide receiver position. So I'm a little biased here. I'm higher on Justin Jefferson, and I was higher on him last year, probably than I am on Jalen Waddle right now. So I'm going to lean Jefferson.
I don't think that's cheating. I like what you said there.
Waddle was a little bit more volatile in college too. We saw really high highs, but he wasn't as consistent. And so it is certainly like unfair to compare them after we've already seen a year of Justin Jefferson in the NFL. But I don't know that I would like him better coming out of college.
I'm pretty certain I could say that I think I would like him better. And I hate I'm saying that because Justin Jefferson had the best rookie season ever.
No, I think I agree with you. I wasn't. Justin Jefferson was a mistake I made last year with kind of not erasing him off the board, but I really didn't give him the time of day with the other receivers in the class. So I can say with almost certainty that I probably would have liked Waddle better, and that would have been a mistake. But I guess we haven't seen Waddle yet. We'll have to see what he does, but very low chances that he does anything close to what Jefferson did. That's not a bet I would ever take. Kev wants JL to guess what he's doing right now.
I have no idea what he's doing.
Stream? Birding up?
Bird up.
Are you sure he wasn't talking about the question, or guess what I'm doing with Jalen Waddle or Justin Jefferson?
Oh, maybe.
I want to know what you're doing with them. Let us know what you're doing. So we had some mixed responses compared Waddle to Jefferson. It seems like more people seem to like Waddle in this comparison than I thought. So, you weren't too far off, NBA Rigged. You weren't too far off.
You guys ready?
JL. Yeah, let's get going. You ready for your first question, right?
Let's do it.
All right. The first one before we get into Jordan's questions too, by the way. So here we go, JL. In a 4-point per passing touchdown league, which of the following quarterbacks had the most fantasy points during the 2020 season? Ryan Tannehill, Matt Stafford, or Kirk Cousins?
Ryan Tannehill, Matt Stafford.
And get out of the chat, boys and girls.
I'm out.
Boys, you're all, whatever. Get out of the chat, guys.
John Luke, no pressure, but John and I both killed it on our first question.
That's pressure.
No pressure at all, but don't screw it up.
I'm gonna play this one.
Woo-hoo! Now I'm
I
going back
forgot
in
to
the
say
chat.
you could pass
I'm gonna
or
see what
play.
everyone's saying.
I think it was Tannehill. I'm pretty sure. Lock it in. I'm going Tannehill.
He's going Tannehill.
Going Tannehill.
All right. So we have
think
some
you're
responses in the chat. Holy crap. Craig said Cousins. Jay said Cousins. Ricky said Cousins. Jordan said Cousins, not confident.
Where'd I go?
Brady said Tannehill. Sully said Tannehill. JL hates Cousins. Let's see if he does it. But
hate Cousins.
So let's start with Stafford here. Stafford had 260 fantasy points last season, putting him at 15th overall quarterback. Okay. Kirk Cousins had 306.2 fantasy points last season, putting him at 11th. And Ryan Tannehill had 343.36, putting him at 7th overall. Right? Yes, the rushing touchdowns absolutely set him above. JL, you were right. And most of the people in the chat were wrong. I feel like that's typically not going on. That's good job, JL.
Yeah, usually chat is way smarter than us at these.
Yes.
Where's that one guy who was cheating last week?
Jordan's friend.
It's Jordan's friend.
Yes.
Oh, he was getting all.
We say that on stream. We found out that he didn't really cheat, but he was helping Jordan with questions. So he cheated. He
kind of had context going into the questions. So let's just put it that way.
I would have said Cousins. I forgot about how many rushing touchdowns Tannehill had.
In many of my dynasty startups, I have drafted Tannehill because I think how well he did this past season. And hoping that continues. And
the season before, he's played well since he's been the starter for the Titans.
Yeah,
like extremely well. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. The average person, I would say. But
JL,
great job, JL. Where's the letter going?
Are you sticking with your alliance with John and making me a hoe?
Oh yeah. What you think, ho? What you think? It's definitely coming your way. Come on.
Oh man!
Why would I destroy the alliance for nothing? For you? No.
Guys, I thought you might go like the Big Brother route and just backstab the alliance right away,
right out the gate.
Right out the gate. It's the best
for
strategy.
Like no gain, no personal gain. Right?
Game of Thrones style.
Yeah, just because.
Jordan said I'll try to get Jared in the chat another day, but he's busy at work with CBS. Name drop. Yeah, all right, yeah.
Fancy. That is fancy, Jared. I did this, but
fancy Jared. If he comes in,
that is really cool.
If he comes in, I'm 100% just calling him Fancy Jared the whole time.
Fancy. Where do you guys have? Sorry, where do you guys have Tannehill this year? But I mean, like, do you think he can have a QB1 season again?
I have him right about where he finished last year. I see no reason to put him lower than that, and I'm not confident enough to push him much higher. And I don't think I'm not confident enough in any of the rookies in redraft to put them ahead of Tannehill yet. Maybe if they announce Trey Lance is officially the starter week 1 for the San Francisco 49ers, he might be the only one I could see moving Tannehill down a spot in my rankings. But even then, still not likely. What about you guys? I think it's a back-end QB1.
I think we should temper expectations a little bit. You know, Corey Davis isn't there, so their offense is going to change a little bit. If defenses are able to shut down AJ Brown, then we could see it be more difficult for Tannehill to see.
If.
Yes, it is a big if. But I think even saying that, it's probably like he'll probably still be maybe a fringe QB1. So not that far of a drop.
You're going to get those inconsistencies still, though, because they are a rush first team. You're going to have those games where Tannehill just throws the ball 9 times, and that's what you get. Like,
I don't know about 9.
I know. I'm exaggerating a little bit here, but there will be games where it's a bit of a disappearing act for him. But end of the year, I think you'll still get like back-end QB1. John?
Because of his upside being so low, I think I would put him more of a higher tier quarterback number 2.
Okay.
But you're probably right. He probably will end up being a back-end quarterback number 1 by the end of the year.
Josh, that's where I would put him, like, realistically, or like most likely, most probable. But
yeah,
a little bit more optimistic would be French QB1.
Yeah. Are you the same, John?
I've got him literally at quarterback 11, so right on the borderline of a QB1. Yeah. I think when I'm drafting, I know I have Fields like maybe one spot behind him, but I want that upside. So if I'm drafting, I'm probably going to go Fields.
Yeah.
But I like what Simon said. If Trey Lance starts, if I can get any inkling that Trey Lance is gonna be a week 1 starter, like sign me up, because that's potentially like a top 10 quarterback that we're talking about in fantasy.
I'm getting so hyped for Trey Lance.
He's,
I am too. I really am, actually. I think
I'm
he's gonna
hyped
be
for all
really
these
good.
quarterbacks, man.
Yeah,
to be
me
honest.
too. I like football.
I'm glad the draft is over, because I feel like people were fighting like Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, and now the draft's over and everyone can just be excited about all of them. Like everyone's on the same team now. We're just like excited they're playing. Trey Lance won me over in his like little interview after he got drafted. He truly, like, out of everyone drafted, just had like this like sparkle in his eye. He was so happy up there and excited to be going to San Francisco. And I was like, I'm a fan. Trey Lance, you won me over. I'm excited for him to play.
I'm about it. All right, let's keep moving, boys. Let's keep moving. And we are getting into the Jordan Vanek. He put together 6 questions, and he is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul.
So I'm going to pass this one.
Anthony, he loves Tannehill. So yeah,
me too.
That's good to know. That's good
me
to
too,
know.
Anthony.
That's good to know. Jordan, thank you for this next 6 questions coming up. Are you ready, Simon?
I'm ready.
You're passing right now, right?
No, I'm just kidding. I'll try my best to play it, unless it's like truly awful.
Who was the tight end one last year?
These are the intense questions.
You joke, John. But back when we started this, Josh used to give Simon these little layups. It's like, what was it? Who had more fantasy points last season, OBJ or Jarvis Landry?
That was a tough one. 2 seasons ago. It was 2 seasons ago, right?
It was 2 seasons ago.
Okay, so that was
it wasn't hard.
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
To the Browns fan.
All right, Simon, here we go. Jordan's first question. I am a wide receiver. I play out west. I was first in total PPR points from weeks 1 through 8 in 2020. This past season was the 2nd straight year I made it to 1,000 yards. And lastly, my quarterback is only 1 inch taller than me. Who am I?
Oh, gosh, Josh would know that.
I'm good with heights and weights, boys. I'm good with my heights and weights. I don't know what to say. Simon, how you feeling about this?
I think I feel all right.
I think you feel all right.
I'm confident in everything except for the season prior, like the second 1,000 yard season. Everything else lines up. I just am not positive they hit 1,000 yards the season prior, but because everything else lines up, I'm going to go with for the Seattle Seahawks. I'm playing Russell Wilson. The short quarterback is thrown to his boy DK Metcalf, who blew up at the beginning of 2020. I think this is DK Metcalf. Oh, wait, no, I read the height thing wrong. I read the height thing all wrong. Oh, I'm looking at that. I saw John's face. I was like, I missed something.
He locked it in.
My QB is only 1 inch taller. I locked it in.
I can't let you change it. But if you were to change it, who would it be, just in case you are wrong?
Russell Wilson is not taller than DK Metcalf. What is wrong with me? DK Metcalf.
TV adds like 3 inches.
Oh, my God. That was the worst. That was the worst of that was.
I want to give you the answer.
The realization.
Let me give you the answer. The answer is Tyler Lockett.
Oh my God.
I was right there. He had that 42-point game at the beginning. Oh my goodness.
Yay!
I was half mad that you didn't pass it because I was like, I know this one. And then you said DK Metcalf, and I was like, oh no.
The realization on both of your faces was brilliant.
I don't know why I read my QB is only 1 inch taller, and I was like, oh, got to be a short quarterback. Like, I don't know.
1 inch tall. That is so funny.
That's so good. You were so close, Simon. If you just didn't mess up the inches thing, everything.
We're going to clip that. That's going to be on Twitter later.
That was so perfect. Simon.
He's so demoralized. Look at him. He's so mad.
I'm sorry. That is going to make you an HOR. However you want to pronounce that.
Oh, I was so confident. And then as soon as I said it, and John, I was like, oh no.
I love like all the pomp and drama you put into your reveal. You're like, yes, I'm going with my man.
Wilson.
Russell Wilson. DK Metcalf.
And then he said DK. I was like, I was shocked. I couldn't control myself. I was just shocked. I was like,
I can't stop laughing.
Oh my God, that was exceptional. I love that.
I'd like to blame the lack of sleep, but I don't even think I can do that. That was awful. I deserve that letter. I deserve to just be knocked out of the game right there for that one, I think. Jordan, that was a great question. JL, go ahead and give me that R. Right. John, don't pull a Simon on this next one.
Oh, God. Jordan just came in and said, I thought he nailed it, and boy, was I wrong. I was right there with you, Jordan.
He has approximate knowledge of many things.
Yes! No!
Okay. All right. So you screwed up, Simon.
I'm sweating now.
Humiliation sweats, the best kind of sweats.
Second only to diarrhea sweats.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Fun fact.
We got some correct guesses, though. Sully knew, Ricky knew. Yeah, so, hey, they knew what was going on.
Oh, God. I
didn't know it was that
It's okay, Simon. It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't.
Lockett makes sense because I remember when I was doing like the first 6 weeks analysis on the wide receiver ADP, Lockett was like way up there. So it makes sense. But
I had Lockett on my fantasy team, so I was.
Me too. Me too. I Lockett everywhere.
Get out of here! Just get out of here.
Oh, God.
And he had like 2-3 touchdown games.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah.
Yep.
That's all I said. Back to poop once again. Yep, we always find our way back.
Yeah, I did call that after like 6 weeks or so. I was like, there's no way he keeps this going. He's got like way more touchdowns. Like all of his points are coming from touchdowns.
I literally went with like the largest man in the NFL saying he was shorter than his quarterback.
Ricky came in and said, can you imagine if Russell Wilson was 6'5"? He would be he probably wouldn't be able to do the things he does being that tall. But for
the purpose of this question, let's imagine he has all the same athletic abilities and he's just 6'5". He would break the NFL if Russell Wilson was 6'5".
He would have gone number one ahead of Andrew Luck probably.
I 100% agree.
Yeah. Wait, absolutely wouldn't have been what was he, a third round pick or something like that? Right? Fourth?
He was a third round pick in that class.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that the two quarterbacks still playing would be Tannehill and Russell Wilson?
Yeah. Andrew Luck, come on back. We'll take you back.
Well, technically RG3 is still playing. But...
True. What team is he on now? Because he's not on the Ravens.
I actually am not 100% sure.
I did see he signed somewhere in the offseason. He signed somewhere.
He did sign somewhere. The Ravens were trying really hard to give him another shot to be a starting quarterback. We knew he wasn't going to be that with us having Lamar. So
yeah.
A perfect backup for Lamar.
According to Google, he's still a free agent. It says he's a free agent. And I see Robert Griffin III, who was supplanted by Kirk Cousins, thinks Cousins will be supplanted by Kellen Mond. He's getting petty. He's saying Cousins,
crazy.
Cousins, you're getting replaced by Kellen Mond.
Did you see
Russell
that
Wilson
video?
at 6'5"? You mean Cam Newton?
No.
Did he say, was the video funny?
Oh, dude, it was hilarious. He was so petty. He's so petty. You have to watch it. You have to.
I'm going to check it out.
I think it's on Bleacher. Yeah, just Google it. It's so funny.
John, we're coming to you.
I was going to say, get the next question out there so we can just forget about that one. Move past it.
All right, John. I'm a QB. I was 9th in total scoring in my position for the first 8 weeks. I ended up outside of the top 20. I did not end up the starter to end the season, but I did find a new home. Who am I?
I think I know this one. So I'm going to keep it.
You can pass or play.
I'm going to play.
Keep it. All right. Yeah, you feel confident. I can feel the confidence, but Simon seemed confident last turn too. So
I'm going to go.
It's Russell Wilson.
No, Jordan feels this one very personally because he's a Carolina Panthers fan. And so Teddy Bridgewater is where I'm going to go with this one.
Are you going to lock it in?
I'm locking that in.
All right.
I think you're right. I didn't get there, but as soon as you said it, that checks out.
I was thinking maybe Wentz.
That's a good guess.
He's the only other one I can think of.
Was he 9th in total scoring?
No,
I don't
he had
think
those
he was
rushing
that high.
touchdowns. He had those rushing touchdowns in the first few weeks. He had a string of games where he was just like running the ball. He had like at least 60 yards or 50 rushing yards a game. He was running the ball and he was getting some rushing touchdowns as well. So
it's possible. Fitzmagic is another.
That's another one.
The chat's thinking Fitzmagic here.
Oh yeah, lots of people saying Fitz.
Wow.
And
Rick's
that was the
following
only
the
guess in the
message.
chat.
I feel like one person puts in like a good guess, like a reasonable
Yeah.
guess, and everyone else is like, that
Good
one.
answer. Good answer.
Good answer.
All right. Well, the actual answer for this question was Carson Wentz.
Oh.
I'm sorry, it was Carson Wentz. You know, this is hilarious. There was one question that Jordan brought. He sent me all the questions, and he was like, "I have a feeling that people are gonna go Bridgewater instead of Carson Wentz for that question." Yep, this was a great question. I see. But he knew it. He knew people were gonna go Bridgewater there.
That was a good question.
It was a very good question.
I'm very happy that you came in with Carson Wentz, actually, JL.
Yeah.
John, welcome.
John, your first letter.
Yeah, welcome to the board. One of us. Well, I said
not one of you.
I'm forgetting.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm sitting here with 3 letters, acting like we're all in the same boat.
We are equals.
Yeah, all of us.
I don't have any letters. JL, we're coming right to you for the next one. All right.
Come right to me.
Jordan's third question. I'm a running back. I was 8th in total PPR scoring from weeks 8 through 17. I finished lower than my counterpart overall, but I was still a top 15 running back. Who am I?
I think I know this one.
Okay. It's lower than my counterpart overall, but I was still in the top. I was still a top 15 running back. It seemed okay. Overall for the season, he's saying top 15.
Yes.
That makes it a little easier, I feel like.
I think I got this. If you want to pass it my way, John Luke.
You can pass or play, JL. I can't tell if John is trying to play
way.
I don't know if he's playing that game where he actually knows, or he's just trying to seem confident so he doesn't get past
that I don't pass it to him.
If my confidence on the first question is any indicator, you probably should pass it to me because I'm equally as confident on this one.
We're getting some fun guesses in the chat.
The only 2 that I can think are in the top 15 that are coming to mind are Chubb and Hunt. And so, which makes me think it might be Chubb. But I want to take a second and think if I'm missing something obvious here. Wayne Gallman was pretty good this year. I'm gonna go Chubb.
He's a guy. You're gonna go Chubb. You're locking that in. You could have passed it.
I could have, yes.
No, it's Chubb. I'm a running back. I was 8th in total PPR scoring from weeks 8 to 17. I finished lower than my counterpart overall, but I'm still a top 15 running back. Who am I? I'm Nyheim Hines, people. No one in the chat guessed it either. Wow. So
I was gonna go JD McKissick.
You were in good company with Hunt, though. There was Hunt, McKissick. Hunt seems like the obvious answer. Gibson, Ronald Jones. I may have it backwards. Ricky didn't know, but it was.
I think Hunt finished ahead of Chubb, didn't he?
No, I think he finished behind him, didn't he?
I am not 100% sure.
I was going to say Hunt was going to be my guess.
Which order did I just say? Oh, no, I feel like he finished.
No, I think in
PPR.
If it's overall, I think Chubb would have finished lower.
I think so.
Overall.
They went 10-11. Kareem Hunt was 10th. Nick Chubb was 11th.
Okay.
So they were only
wow.
Yeah.
In total points?
In total points. Kareem Hunt had 218.5 points and Chubb had 207.7. It was like 11 points.
Didn't Nick Chubb
them.
miss like 6 games?
Yes.
Yeah, he only started 12 games.
Which is kind of crazy.
Only played in 12 games, and Kareem Hunt played in 16.
God, Nyheim Hines, he burned me this year in fantasy. Now he burned me in this question. I'm giving my letter to
someone with big weeks, you know.
You said you're giving it to me?
Yeah.
Oh,
he doesn't get to give a letter, Simon. Relax.
Oh. My brain is not working today.
DK Metcalf.
You know what? I think we're gonna let you slide for that last answer you gave. It's obvious. The jet lag, right? Man,
are we over 3 on Jordan?
That 1 hour from Eastern to Central really messes you up.
You gotta go to bed at like 3 a.m. to get rid of that.
I know. I'm gonna be just messed up for weeks. I joke, but time zones consistently just mess me up so bad. Even if it's just 1 hour, I'm confused for weeks afterwards.
I can vouch.
Like it just screws up my whole schedule. Okay.
What's up, Nick?
Let's get some redemption in here.
Wait, are we 0 for 3 on Jordan questions?
Yeah, but really,
is there a curve in this class?
let's say
You guys are,
1/2.
yeah, the curve is that everyone gets the same amount wrong, and it's not like you're not going
So
for
we pile it all on
80%.
Simon.
Exactly.
I do want to say the first one, I feel like was gettable. Like I should have gotten that one. I was right there. JL.
Anthony makes a very good point.
There are more than 2 running backs on every single team. What are you talking about?
We need to bring in a judge. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, overruled. You get the letter.
JL.
Oh man.
Is this another Jordan question?
It is. You want to just get at it?
Yeah, we gotta power through these last questions. Make sure we got time for my comeback.
We got to gallop.
All right, Simon, coming at you. I'm a wide receiver. I was 4th in total PPR scoring from weeks 8 through 17. I led my team in targets, receptions, yards, TDs in 2020, and I'm no longer with them. Who am I?
And I am no longer with them.
He is no longer with this team. He found a new home, you might say.
I feel like that's the biggest hint. Like I'm looking for a big name fantasy wide receiver who is on a new team this year. There's one immediately coming to mind, but
I feel like I need to get just something for my wall of just all the conferences or just teams. I don't even need the conferences. I just want to see all the teams. I just want to see them all on my wall. I want to be like, okay, not that one. Okay, there. That that.
AJ, I'm just kidding. I was kidding. I was trying to say the worst answer I could think of that was on a new team.
AJ, were you about to say AJ Green? Yeah. You definitely did not lead anything last year. Actually,
I'm going to play, and I might embarrass myself.
You're going to play. You can pass.
I'm going to play. I could be just completely wrong. But I'm going to go with who I believe was the biggest name free agent wide receiver this offseason. I'm going to go with Kenny Golladay. And I can't remember if he was injured to end the year or not. I'm blanking on that for some reason. And that's where I'm going. I think I'm wrong, but I'm locking it in.
He definitely wasn't 4th in total PPR score.
Yeah, I don't think he was that high the second half.
He was injured, I believe. But Simon's brain isn't working very well today. We already went over that. The actual answer is Marvin Jones.
Oh,
I thought
knew
of him. I thought of Curtis
screwed.
Samuel too.
Big name you were saying.
So 2 questions in a row. I've been on the right team and picked the wrong receiver.
I'll say this time, sorta. You were thinking Giants last year. So Kenny Golladay, but yeah.
God. Okay, just give me my letter.
I keep forgetting to update the score.
I knew he was injured this past season. I couldn't remember exactly when it was.
Let's see if we can get a perfect.
It was early because I just.
Yeah, that's so funny how you did guess the other wide receiver by time.
I just kept saying Kenny Golladay wasn't coming back. I just kept telling people he's not coming back because he was injured with a hip and he wasn't practicing for 5 weeks. Yeah, and he was coming up on free agency, and 9 times out of 10, those guys don't come back.
Yeah,
because why? Without a long-term deal, there's no point.
Man, I feel like such a dingus. I probably look like such an idiot up here right now. Like Kenny G was out.
A medium idiot.
A medium idiot.
I thought about Corey Davis for a second. I saw people typing his name in, but then I realized he did. Good. AJ Brown still had 1,000 yards last year, and Corey Davis just.
Curtis Samuel popped in my mind. I don't know if he was that high though.
It looks like the people in the chat were liking Curtis Samuel for this answer as well. That seemed like the most common answer.
But Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore both had over 1,000 yards last year.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna keep moving, guys. We're gonna keep moving. We're gonna forget about that one, right?
I'm one letter away. You guys could knock me out.
John, I'm a wide receiver. I'm a first-round pick. I led my team in targets, receptions, yards, and TDs in 2020. My NFL team hasn't produced a wide receiver 1 since 2010, but has 2 of the top 5 in wide receiver reception yards ever. Who am I? There's 2
NFL teams that come to mind immediately for me, that could fit this, and I'm just trying to pick out what receiver it would be.
You can pass or play, John. Have we had a pass yet?
We haven't had a pass yet.
I'm going to pass it right now. Passing this to Simon.
Simon.
My man.
Simon.
Allegiant.
Don't screw it up.
Oh, can I double
Friend.
pass?
No double passes.
Can we have John on every time we play horse?
I don't know if I want to. Are you going to team up with JL if I'm the contestant as well?
You don't have to answer that, John.
I plead the fifth.
No. Simon said he had a good idea, so maybe
I had
figure
so
this out. You know,
the two teams that came to mind were the Ravens and the Patriots, but I do think the Patriots may have produced, like Edelman might have had a wide receiver one season in there. So I'm gonna knock them out. Targets led my team in targets, receptions, yards, and TDs in 2020, and a first round pick. I'm having trouble remembering where Hollywood was drafted, if he was a first round wide receiver, and if he outproduced Mark Andrews last year.
This is where just I want the wall of just teams. I want to just be like, could it be there? No. I'm gonna make this happen.
I'm gonna buy you a banner for no reason for this because you want it. I'm gonna buy it for you.
I'm gonna make it happen regardless. So
I'm gonna hand draw it. It won't be accurate, but it'll be a good effort on my part.
I have this feeling like whoever I say, John immediately, like as soon as I lock it in, he's gonna be like, not a first round pick. Like I'm just gonna lock it in. He's gonna be like,
you lose.
Just crush my dreams as soon as I say it. And with that being said, I'm just gonna go ahead and lock in Hollywood. John, was he a first round pick?
He was a first round pick.
He was.
Okay.
Yep.
Phew. I'm gonna lock in Hollywood. That's my answer.
Sounds like you're still dumb.
So wide receiver, first round pick, blah, 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 blah. The answer, 49er. Brandon Ayuk.
Brandon Ayuk. Oh, I didn't even think that. That's great.
Sorry, Simon.
Okay.
I love these
great
questions,
question.
honestly. I do.
That was a hard one. That was really
I think Jordan made a good point here. Think of the top 5 wide receivers ever, and it'll lead you to the team. Oh, you're about to horse up over there, Simon, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was getting ready for my horse.
Oh, you look at him. He's all.
That was too hummy. I don't know what was going on there. That was like a bumblebee.
What the hell was that?
Oh, my God.
That's about on par.
Okay.
That's about on par with my answers today. You know what? It matches the vibe of everything else I've been doing. So we'll just let that sit. You know what? I'm out of here, guys.
I definitely need to not. I need to not lose.
I need to
That's
know.
basically what that just.
Exactly.
That's what that just told me.
John's like, you just motivate. You know what? I'm always here for motivation, John. That's
well.
Don't DM me. I'll pay you $50 if you let me win.
You haven't checked your DMs yet.
Don't end up like Simon is the biggest motivating
Oh my
factor.
God,
on
that
this
was
show.
fantastic.
JL, we're coming to you. Last Jordan question. You ready?
Wait, hold on. Let me update the score real quick.
No problem. Yeah, get Simon out of here. Get Simon out of here. This would have been a really good day for Simon's internet to drop.
Or for my flight to have been delayed. That would have. Yeah, if I would have known these questions were coming in, maybe. Did the horse get confused and blow a raspberry? There was no confusion. It just decided to do that. It was a conscious decision that the horse chose.
His horsey friend was like, "What the hell was that?"
All right, JL, we're coming to you. I am a QB. I was top 5 in scoring from weeks 8 through 17 at my position. My team drafted a QB in the top 3 rounds of the past NFL draft, while I wasn't a top 3 round pick of my own draft. Who am I?
I wasn't a top 3 round pick of my own draft. Okay.
You can pass or play.
I'm gonna play.
You're gonna play. You're feeling good about this, huh?
I'm trying to remember where all of those
John's over there like, oh, I think I know. I can see it over there.
Is it Kirk Cousins?
Are you? I don't know.
I'm
Is
gonna
that
go
your
Kirk
answer?
Cousins. I don't remember where. I'm pretty sure Kellen Mond was top 3 round.
I'm
Was he?
struggling to remember where all of those like
I have no idea where
second
Chris
tier
Evans
of
are.
quarterbacks went, like Kellen Mond, Kyle Trask,
Yeah.
like where these guys got
I
drafted.
know. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go Kirk Cousins.
You're gonna say Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Locking it in. Let's go.
Was he?
Well,
Really top 5 in the second?
yeah, the actual
Yeah.
answer was Kirk Cousins.
What?
You're
Oh, you
right.
fooled us,
You-
Josh.
You were right. You were right. You were
You
right.
usually don't trick
it was
us.
Kirk Cousins.
That was much easier than John's. Let me just say.
No, it wasn't. That was
There are only
tough.
so many teams that drafted a QB.
Yeah, we
I
also
think
just talked about that.
There
We
were
were like
8 teams, I think, that drafted
It
quarterbacks.
could have been Tom Brady though. It could have been Tom Brady.
Oh, you're 100% right. It could have
Yeah,
been.
with they draft Trask.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Didn't even think of that.
you're lucky you didn't think of
Didn't
that.
think
I
about
guess.
him either. I went straight to Kirk Cousins myself, but yeah, it could have totally. If you told me Tom Brady, you would not.
And
would
and
not have-
speaking of, some people in the chat were thinking Tom Brady. Well, Anthony, he's a genius. He knew it was Kirk Cousins. But Rody Sully thought Fitz. Jay said Tom Brady. Brady said Tom Brady. And then Hizzy said he likes Cousins here. So some good guesses there.
I'm sorry.
But,
I'm sorry for our allegiance, John. I have no choice.
And we
give
got to
that
keep
letter.
moving, guys. I'm sorry. We just got to keep
All right,
moving here.
Keep it going.
You
All
can't
right.
give a letter
all
to
right.
me anymore. That was my plan all
Okay.
along. I
Jordan,
ruined the
thank
alliance.
you. Thank you for those questions. They were awesome. Now let's get into a lot dumber questions now that I put together. John, true or false? Travis Kelce, Darren Waller, and Robert Tonyan all tied for the most touchdowns for a tight end during the 2020 season.
I'm gonna go with false because I don't think Darren Waller got that many touchdowns.
Is Josh leaving us in suspense or is he frozen?
I think he's frozen.
I think he's frozen too.
That's a
All
great
right,
phase 3 frozen.
We'll
on
find
Josh.
out soon.
And we lost him. That
And there
is.
you
We're gonna end with Simon as a horse and John and Jail as hose, and we'll see you guys. I'm just kidding.
Nah, just kidding. Here he is.
There he is.
Hey, what's up, guys? I don't know what happened there. It's all good.
You froze in like the perfect anticipation face.
John, how are you feeling about this? I haven't been able to feel it out yet.
Oh, I said false because I don't think Darren Waller had that many touchdowns. So that's just my thought there. I know Tonyan and Kelsey both did, but Darren Waller probably not up there with the touchdown. So
I'm glad I looked good. We had some different guesses on both sides there in the chat, but the right answer, the correct answer, is false, and you broke it down perfectly, John. You know your stuff, all right? Darren Waller only had 9 touchdowns, while the other 2 had 11. So, bravo. That was beautiful.
Suck it, Jail.
Guess
I'm on
what,
team
Jail?
I
Jail.
will suck it.
That makes you an HO-er.
Oh man, this is about to
Oh,
go
yeah.
down quick. As soon as John focuses his attention on me,
All right, next one, JL. This one's for you, right?
it is, yes.
It's a true or false question as well. Cam Newton had the most rushing touchdowns for a quarterback during the 2020 season. True or false?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go true.
You're going to say true?
I'm gonna say true.
You're locking it in.
I am locking a true in.
All right. Well, the correct answer. What's up, Simon? You want to say something?
I realized I was physically reacting to the question, and then I tried
Oh.
to just start moving my head all over the place, so Jail couldn't read anything from what I was saying. Not that you'd want to
First said
follow
yes,
my
but then
answer,
said no.
anyways.
I don't know what to think.
Well, we had answers on both sides of the card in the chat here, but the actual answer was true, JL. Good job,
Oh.
John. You're getting a letter
Why
there.
do I get all these layups? It feels like you're rigging this, Josh.
Cam Newton had 12 touchdowns. Kyler was second with 11. Taysom and Josh Allen, they both had 8.
Brady said John is actually only using 10% of his brain power. Is this like that movie
Not even
Lucy?
10.
And then like he was gonna come back on and like have you guys seen that movie? Who's the actress in that? And like
Scarlett
she's
Johansson.
slowly like Scarlett Johansson. She just like develops superpowers throughout. Next time we see John, he's gonna like bring his real game face 100%. And we're all just gonna be doomed.
He's
It'll be a
been
five-
hustling us this whole
It'll be a
time.
5-minute game of horse where we both just get completely knocked out.
He's going to want to bet money next time he comes on. I'm telling you.
He's fully working while he's doing this, writing emails, doing math, rocket science.
All right, John, we're coming at you. The score's tied. You're both HORs. So you definitely want this one. We got one more true or false question here. True or false? Curtis Samuel had more rushing yards than Josh Allen during the 2020 season.
that's a trick question. Josh Allen didn't rush for as much as he usually does, though. Curtis Samuel only had about 200 rushing yards. So I'm gonna go with false.
John. There is no tricking John. Curtis Samuel had exactly 200 rushing yards, actually. Exactly 200
Mega
rushing
mind.
yards. Josh Allen had 421. It wasn't really that close, but I thought maybe it would fool someone, but not John.
Like John's just been being nice just to make sure that we had like an entertaining show.
You guys give me way too much credit.
Hey, you're doing well, man. Seriously.
Should come on the show more often. It makes me feel nice about myself.
That should be our tagline whenever we're like trying to invite
You feel
guests.
good
Like,
about yourself.
Come on, you'll feel really
And
good
we
about
also-
yourself.
We also make you imitate horses and other animals.
Well, John's trying very
So,
hard
JL, I
not
need
to have
you
to
to
do
add
that.
an S. Unfortunately,
Oh, you're right.
Sorry.
John's like, I'm not making a
I'm not
horse
trying
noise.
to lose, bro. I'm really not trying to lose.
Keeping Craig.
Okay, JL, you need to get this one right, or you are done. You're out. You finished. All right. You ready?
How many more ways can you say it?
I don't think you're gonna like this one. I don't know. Well, maybe you will. Maybe you won't. I don't know. In a PPR league, there were 7 flex players during the 2020 season that had over 300 fantasy points. Name 5 of them.
7 flex players in 20 that.
You can play or pass.
5. This is a big step up from the true or falses that
For
were
real.
coming.
It's a big
But-
step up.
But you're also asking for like 5 of the 7 most relevant fantasy players, period, from the last
That's
season.
why I made it 5.
It's just
But you don't
tricky
know
to
what position. Flex obviously is running back, wide receiver, or tight end.
Right.
Let's see how many it is.
Okay. I got a few of them, I think. I think I'm going to play this.
Okay. I'll allow you to play it.
I'm writing them down so I don't forget them.
No, I get it. A lot to come up with here. Yeah, I figured I'd make this one a little bit more difficult. I figured this one would probably be the ending question or close to it. So maybe I was right.
Okay. Got through. Okay. I can do this. I can do this. You can do this,
You
JL.
can do it. You can do it. I believe in you.
You
And I'll
can
write
do
down I'll
I
write
do
down
it?
your answers as you go along.
All right. Kamara, Henry.
I'm not going to make any faces.
Kamara, Henry, Cook, Diggs, and Adams.
Okay.
Devontae Adams.
Are you locking that in?
Yeah.
All right, I'll just go down the order. The number 1 player, fantasy points wise last year was Kamara, 377. Then Adams, 358. Cooks, 337. So Cook. So you're right on 3 of
Did
them
I
so
say
far.
Cooks?
You said singular
Nick did.
Cook.
You said
good.
Cook.
Oh,
Cook,
God. That
sorry.
would have been a
I
DK
said
Metcalf type of
Cooks.
mistake.
I said Cooks.
Dalvin Cooks.
Number 4 was Derrick Henry. So good job on that.
So
Number
2.
5 was Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
Number 6 was Stephon Diggs, and 7 was Travis Kelce. Good job.
I did it?
Yeah, you did it. You did it. Good job. We have a tie game. We have a tie
Oh, God,
game
this
with
is
only
it.
one more question left.
You have the advantage, John, because you can pass or play.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. John, you ready? All right. In
I
APPR.
accidentally added the letter to you last time.
Oh.
Whoops. My bad, John.
In a PPR league, which of the following wide receivers had the most fantasy points during the 2020 season? All of them played 15 games. Was it Jarvis Landry, Tyler Boyd, or Brandon Cooks?
This is the end. What will John do?
You can pass
The
or
final
play
question.
I would prefer that my destiny is in my own hands, so I'm going to play this one.
it. All right.
Brave man.
What are you thinking, John? What are you thinking? You get this
I know
roll.
Tyler
We got to see.
Tyler Boyd was on a run, but then Joe Burrow went down. Jarvis Landry didn't pick up until the end of the year. Plus, the Browns had all those games in the rain where they didn't throw the ball. Then that one game without wide receivers, so he's out of it. Brandon Cooks, though, he seems like the guy that no one would pick from this list, but he had his quarterback all year. They were always losing. He was always getting targets. I'm going with Brandon Cooks.
Locking in Brandon Cooks. JL seems to think that was the answer, I believe, huh?
Yes, let's see what
You wrote down Cooks. Well, there's Jay said Cooks. Solly said Boyd. Ricky said Cooks. Anthony said Cooks. Well, he said, I guess Cooks. And Brady said Cooks as well.
I think you did it, John.
The correct answer was, in fact, Brandon Cooks.
Oh,
Good job. Good job.
You
Good
still owe
job.
me $50.
Brandon Cooks was the 17th overall wide receiver.
check your
Tyler
Venmo,
Boyd,
bro.
29th. Landry, 33rd. So Brandon Cooks was actually significantly the highest one here. But I don't know if I could have. I mean, I think, yeah, I would assume they were a lot closer. Let's put it that way. But
Nice
good job,
work, John.
Oh,
You got the win, but
appreciate you,
JL, we need something from you right now. You avoided the punishment, and now you get to watch JL do it.
John is a badass.
I mean, yeah, it's not going to be hard to
Appreciate you,
follow
brother.
Simons. Hee-haw.
It's a
That was a-
donkey, you
That was a
jackass.
donkey.
They're closely related.
That's like a horse's like far
Meow.
long distant cousin. You know, they're not even like friends or anything.
Listen,
you know? They
the
don't
people
even-
have heard me do a horse every single week for the past year.
You know what? You are a jackass.
They need a little
so
variety.
I'll allow it.
JL's a
I-
jackass.
I-
I'm a dumbass, and John is a badass after today's game.
That lined up.
I definitely would have made a donkey sound though, so that's
There you go. You're going to get it either way.
Jordan's
Quit being ungrateful.
have said donkey. Maria said
That
that's
is
a donkey.
That is a donkey.
Jordan said, "Let's go, John." Rick said, "Yes, John wins." Jay said, "Yes, down with JL."
Hee-haw.
And Anthony said, "Forget Team JL. I'm Team John."
Listen, no, I don't think you were on the team before. I've been here alone this whole time.
No, JL. Anthony's been on your team because you're a vegetarian. He's been all about Team Vegetarian over there. But John, you did enough to convince him to head over to your team. Congrats on the win, man. You got to hear both of us make horse noises today, and thanks so much for coming on today. I really appreciate
you guys
it.
having me, man.
I love
Absolutely.
Kev was just like donkey.
Donkey.
Like he just it's like, you know what? I better tell them. Donkey.
Thank you, Kev. We really need that. Sometimes we're unaware of the animal sounds we're making. I wish he would have come in after I made my noise and told me what animal he thought it was then. That one was a bit more ambiguous. I could have used some guidance on what noise I actually made. Guys, John, you're going to have to come back on sometime, defend your title. If you were only using 10% of your brain power, though, we might be shit out of luck next time you come back.
I want to go against you, John. I want to fight you. Not actually fight you. Not fists. I know I was showing the fist, but I just want to play you in a trivia fantasy game.
Mind fist.
Yeah.
I just want to play
man,
you in a
this is-
fantasy trivia game.
Guys, this was a ton of fun. Horse, game cubed, whatever you want to call it. A game.
Yeah, keep it going.
But
Get
I
that out of
appreciate
here.
you guys having me. So
Thank you.
anytime you guys want me to come back on, just hit me up, and I'm more than glad to hop on and hang out with you guys.
Will do,
100%.
man. And
Everyone
guys,
should definitely go follow John. He's a great follow on Twitter.
you
Appreciate
beat
you.
me
man.
to it.
And John, I just want you to know our allegiance is still intact.
Oh,
We still
yeah.
got it. Even
Oh,
though
yeah,
I
bro.
lost, there's still diplomacy here.
Absolutely. Hey, John had to win. That's what we
Yep.
agreed on, and that's what happened. So sorry, Simon.
Was
You know
inevitable.
what? Also, trading makes fantasy fun.
Trading does make fantasy fun, Josh. That was your best transition into your tagline.
love-
Yeah, that was perfect.
That's how,
Totally agree.
how Josh interjects into most conversations.
He
Yeah.
just walks up. That's his pickup
Hey.
line at the bars too. He's like, "Hey,
Ladies
fantasy
love.
fun.
No, they don't get it. Usually.
hell is that?
What?
The hell does
Like,
that
what are
mean?
you doing? Get away from me.
Brady said there's a 0% chance y'all finish before 4:10. Sucker, you are
Said that
right
at
because it
4:10.
is
Did it
4:10.
at 410, you freaking
But-
cheater.
We're gonna finish before 4:11 because we're wrapping up right now. John, anything you want to say before we jump off?
No, man. I appreciate you guys having me again. This was a ton of fun. Like they said, you could follow me at JR Football Nerd down there. Also, check out our podcast, Fantasy Football Diagnostics Podcast. Also, if you're a Jets fan, now don't know how many of us are out there, but if you are, then you can check out the Now We Have Liftoff New York Jets podcast.
Do it.
And also doing some work with Gridiron Ratings, so check out some of the stuff there
Nice.
too as well.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Nice, absolutely. And guys, if you don't remember all that, just go follow him right now at JR Football Nerd, and all that stuff's on his bio. You can click through to all his podcasts. Make sure you access all of them. It's all right there for you. Guys, I think we're out of here for today. I'm gonna go try to
4:11.
cleanse my brain or something because something's going on up there. But we'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m.
DK.
Eastern time. I'm gonna scream DK Metcalf again tomorrow. We'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys.
Peace.